मुझे माफ करना। ओम साई राम। सबसे पहले लूँगी मम्मी डैडी का नाम। Oh, dear friends, this song we usually dedicated to our parents. भगवान का सबसे कीमती तोहफा है आपके पेरेंट्स. Here, specially, I am going to talk about unspoken hero, that is our father. Yes, it's a bitter truth, bitter fact that we love. I respect as you respect, care, share, honest with your father. Definitely, I agree. But somewhere I feel something is missing. As you connected to your mother nowadays, whether you are really connected to your father, so it's a kind of you have to think over. We do love with your father. Yes, I agree like you. But yes, somewhere we can say there is generation gap. Means we are not that much share what we used to share when we are the kids. Whatever you used to share with your friends, whatever we used to share with your mother, really you share with your father. So this is not the question here. And yes, that person who vested his full life to be you as a hero, that is unspoken hero in your life, that is your father. And yes, in this poem, Father Returning Home, we will see the condition of your father, my father, the father in this world. So let's begin. 2.5 Father Returning Home, HSC English Poetry section. In this video, we learn about the poet, about his literary work, about autobiographical poem, theme of poet's work, poetic devices, stanza structure, special features of the poem, figure of speech and poem in detail. So watch the video till the end. Today we are going to discuss about a very famous poem, Father Returning Home, by a very famous Indian English writer known as bilingual poet Dilip Chitre. He used to write in Marathi as well as English, so he is known as a bilingual poet. He translated Marathi into English various works on his name. He had a versatile and dynamic personality who did career in painting, filmmaking as well as magazine columnist. He did great work in his life. So for this he received prestigious Sahitya Academy Award by Government of Maharashtra for poetry as well as translation work, which is known as Says Tuka Abhangas by Saint Tukaram. Saint Tukaram was Maharashtrian saint in 16th century. He started translating work of Marathi saint at very early age of 16. Yes, my dear friend, at your age he started translating Marathi into English. Let's see theme of his work. Alienation, self-disintegration, death and exile. These are theme of his work. These are prominent theme known for his work. The present poem, Father Returning Home, is taken from Traveling in the Cage, well-known volume by Dilip Chitre, which portrait of suburban commuters, which also portrait of daily routine, dull, monotonous, exhausting and pitiable condition of common person. This poem also describes forced alienation at home by using imagery of stale food and lack of sharing at home.
इस वीडियो को
The person who work hard for the family not used to share with hardworking father and forced to retire in complete solitude. Solitude means loneliness. And it shows painful loneliness is the symbol of man's isolation from materialistic man-made world, which is main theme of the poem. This is autobiographical poem as the speaker is the poet, a son who speaks about his father Purushottam Chitre in this poem. His father left Baroda for Mumbai in 1957. Let's move now actual poem. Poem is having 2 stanzas. First of all, I will read the poem aloud, then we will discuss the poem in detail line by line. My father travels on the late evening train, standing among silent commuters in the yellow light. Suburbs light past his unseeing eyes. His shirt and pants are soggy and his black raincoat stained with mud and his bag stuffed with books is falling apart, his eyes dimmed by age. Fade homeward through the humid monsoon night. Now I can see him getting off the train, like a word dropped from a long sentence. He hurries across the length of a grey platform, crosses the railway line, enters the lane. His chappals are sticky with mud, but he hurries onward. Home again, I see him drinking weak tea, eating a stale chapati, reading a book. He goes into the toilet to contemplate man's estrangement from a man-made world. Coming out, he trembles at the sink. The cold water running over his brown hands, a few droplets cling to the graying hair on his wrist. His sullen children have often refused to share jokes and secrets with him. He will now go to sleep, listening to the static on the radio, dreaming of his ancestors and grandchildren, thinking of nomads entering a subcontinent through a narrow pass. Now, poem in details. Here, in the first stanza, father working hard and getting late to home. The poem begins with a picture of monotonous journey of poet's father. Monotony of his life indicated by silent commuters and yellow lights. Silent commuters in the train and yellow light is not good sign of life. Suburbs light past his unseeing eyes. When he travels in the train, he saw many stations are coming and going. But he is useful to that journey as all looks like hurries and he is not interested to look at them. His shirts and pants are soggy and his black raincoat stained with mud and his bag stuffed with books. As this is a rainy season, right? And in this rainy season, his shirt and pants are soggy. Okay, and black raincoat stained with mud. कीचड़ से पूरा black raincoat भरा हुआ है and his bag stuffed with books. He is having books with his bag to read whenever he was in work. As poet's father lived a neglected and lonely life. In work also, so he used to read the book. His eyes dimmed by age. Dim eyes symbolizes the old age. Old eyes को symbolize. Dim eyes, this line is symbolizing. Fade homeward through the humid monsoon night. Now he is hurry to go at home even though in this humid monsoon. Hurry is home with the expectation of communication. Why he is so hurried to go get inside the home, to go to home? Because he is thinking that at home at least somebody will speak with him, to share with him, to communicate with him, either his wife, either his children. Now I can see him getting off the train. Like a word dropped from a long sentence. Now he is getting off the train. Like any article, any single letter is removed from the sentence, there is no matter to that sentence. Meaning will be as it is, like same. Here, if the father getting off from the train, there is no matter, no worry to the train, no worry to the people. He is living kind of neglected life. As it is, the things are going. So here imagery is used, simile is used, a word dropped from a long sentence as he get off from the train. Poet's father, unimportant words, a direct comparison over here, so use of simile figure of speech. He hurries across the length of the grey platform, crosses the railway lines, enters the lane. His chappals are sticky with mud, but he hurries onward. He hurry to grey lane platform. Even though big platform, even though you can see him, he is very hurry and crossing the railway lane and enters to the road with a muddy and sticky chappal due to the monsoon. Here in this stanza, loneliness not only in the office but also during journey and also at home. Here in the first stanza, poet depicts the loneliness of the father. In the second stanza, let's see. In the first stanza, description of journey. In the second stanza, description at home. How father is feeling lonely, alone, alienation from the materialistic world. And this here. Home again, I see him drinking weak tea, eating a stale chapati, reading a book. When he back to home, it's already late and he is drinking a weak tea, means a tea which is already time is not there, so it's a weak tea, and eating stale chapati as everyone has had the dinner and now he's late, so he's eating stale chapati and nobody speak to him. So you can see him, we can observe him, he's reading book as he's thinking he is only companion left in his life. Here non-English words are used like chappals and chapatis. Whenever there are non-English words are used in English, a very famous term for this is code mixing. And it's become usual. These are the non-English words as it is known as code mixing. He goes into the toilet to contemplate. Here, contemplate, as this word shows to think deeply, means since morning he is thinking on his life, and in the toilet also he is thinking about his life, why nobody is talking with him, why his condition like this, even though he is working hard for his family, the family he only created, and he's become alone from that family. As this is main theme is reflected through this stanza. What is main theme? Man's estrangement from the man-made world. This is a line. Maybe its question will be in examination. Find out the line which shows the main theme of this poem, that is man estrangement, loneliness from man made world. जो आदमी खुद की ही लाइफ उसने शुरू की थी मुंबई आने के बाद और अभी उसी घर से वो अकेला हो गया है. Coming out, he trembles at the sink. When he came out from the toilet, he is washing hands at the sink. Here, trembling is the symbol of old age. Cold water running over his brown hands. While washing his hand, the cold water, like his life is become cold. Nothing is energetic, enthusiastic left in his life. A few droplets cling to the graying hair on his wrist. While washing the hands, same, a droplet of cold water running over his graying hair on his wrist symbolizes his life become very slow. Nobody is scared, and his sullen children have often refused to share jokes and secret with him. And this is sub-theme, my dear friend, generation gap in the second stanza, because now children are not sharing even jokes, even secrets, even sorrows with his father, as he is become old and they are thinking that I should not share with the father. He will now go to sleep, listening to the static on the radio, dreaming of his ancestors and grandchildren, thinking of nomads entering a subcontinent through a narrow pass. Now it's a night time. He finished his dinner lonely with a stale chapati and all, and now he will go to sleep. He will read what's on the radio. He will listen on the radio what are static of economic. He will dream about his ancestors. Okay, ancestors means what? About his companion, about his fathers, uncles, brothers, and also dream about his grandchildren, how he's used to share, how he's had fun with the grandchildren. And this in the second stanza shows about the past life and future life of hard-working poet's father, thinking of nomads entering a subcontinent through a narrow pass. And he remember his past life, that whenever he enter in the Mumbai in this life, that time and now this time it is become dull, monotonous, exhausting and pitiable daily routine. And it describes a forced alienation at home, as it is symbolizes of stale food and lack of sharing, which I told in the beginning of this video, beginning of the poem also. And due to this, here we can see the father is become alone, even he hard working for his family. As of now, he is retired person with a complete solitude, with a painful loneliness, is the symbol of man's isolation from materialistic man-made world. This is again we can see the main theme of the poem. And my dear friend, this is what the poem. Now let's move toward the stanza structure. There are 2 stanzas in this poem. First stanza of 12 lines and second stanza is of 13 lines. Now let's tour the poetic devices. No rhyme in this poem, no rhythm. It's free verse poem. As we can see this, here is no rhyme, even though there is nothing energetic in the life of the poet's father. So no rhyme, no rhythm, as it's a free verse poem. Now let's discuss about figure of speech which are used in this poem. The prominent figure of speech used in this poem is, as it's a symbol, so it is called as a simile, alliteration and onomatopoeia. These are the prominent figure of speech. We will discuss in detail more about the climax also used in this poem. Where the climax is used, these lines are: home again, I see him drinking weak tea, eating a stale chapati, reading a book. Ideas are arranged in ascending order, so it's a climax. Now onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia, where they use, which are the lines? It is very useful for the examination purpose also. Let's see the line. Listening to the static on the radio. The word here, static, denotes the sound. So, what is onomatopoeia? A word which denotes the sound, it is known as onomatopoeia. So, figure of speech is like climax, simile and onomatopoeia. Now, points to remember for poetic devices, poetic appreciation. These are very useful, and I will be preparing very soon video on poetic appreciation. You will get the link from the description box also. We will go through the one by one little bit about poetic appreciation. It may useful while understanding the poem. The poem is taken from a Traveling in the Cage. It's a free verse poem. Why? Because no rhyme, no rhythm. The prominent figure of speech is simile, alliteration, onomatopoeia, or you can add climax also. Language and poetic style. The poet uses very simple language in narrative style. It's a kind of story going on. What is narrative style? It's going on. We can listen that. We can observe that this is story going on about poet's father. Theme. What is theme? Man's isolation from materialistic man-made world. Now let's see the special features of the poem. It's a symbolic poem. Father returning home is a symbolic poem. Why? Because imagery is used most of the time. Many lines. Moral of the poem. We should try to bridge the gap between old and new generation. Looks after elderly members in the family and the society. This is what the moral. We should take care of our father, the old people, which is very important. In our life, we have to give them a moral support, love, care and share. Poetic appreciation, you will get the link in description box. If you want, comment, like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel. Let's see. Have a good day. We will meet for the poetic appreciation in the next video. I hope you like this video.